it's and again, remember the banks were paid because they sold the debt, they sold their interest, and they got paid, right? So it's not like we're taking any money for the bank or anything like that, or making them lose money. We're just basically calling them on their BS, right?
The one thing I'm not clear on that doesn't make sense is, so you prove that they've sold your debt and you win that, but you still have an interest in the property, right? So where does that go, or how do you validate that should be yours? Like, how do you?
Because what happens is this, is that if with a private lender, let's say we go and get you qualified with a private lender, and the private lender says yes, he's going to lend you $225,000, right? And I mean, of course, the private lender for your mortgage, right? And the private lender would say, hey, I'll tell you what, if we do this together, I'll just put a mortgage on for 160, right? Because what happens is that in conveyance, in any kind of real estate deal, when we're going to put a mortgage on, a private lender is going to put a mortgage on a home, they place the mortgage on before they pay out that other mortgage. They're supposed to do that. Because then when they pay them out, then they get popped off the stack, and now we're in first place, and there's no way anybody could have gotten in between us, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the proper way to do conveyance. So you see, that's how it goes. We sign a contract, a loan contract, a mortgage contract. We go down to land titles ourselves. We say, yes, we'd like to put that on there. And you're there, everybody's there, the owner of the home and a witness and everything. We just follow their rules. And we place the mortgage on there. And when the mortgage is on there now, and it's right underneath the bank's mortgage, now the private lender feels secured that now he gives them the money, right? But of course, before we hand them the money, they must prove they own the debt. And that's where we can count the mortgages and do that type of thing. Because if they don't have the proper documentation to collect, that means they sold the mortgage. And if they're no longer, if they're no longer an affected party, they sold their interest in the mortgage, they should not have anything against title, right? They should not have any lien against title because you sold the debt, right? So when they sell the mortgage, you see a lot of people believe that land titles automatically remove stuff, and that's not true. Land titles is a service that must be used. And if the bank doesn't go and tell them that they sold the debt, the land titles doesn't keep track of every commercial, transaction of people selling debts. That's
they just think,
that's what their job is. Their job is a service to be used by those people. So when we enforce the fact that we want to use that service that we're using, which it allows us to go put our mortgage on, and then it allows us to ask questions such as, well, before we hand you over the money, can you just show that you are still the rightful owner of the mortgage, of the debt? And if they can't do that, happens, they get popped off, and we get to be on title now as the mortgage holder. Now it's a win-win-win situation because you've now gotten your mortgage down to, let's say, $150,000, and a lender has come in and put the money up there in order for the deal to be processed, right? So it works really well. Like,